Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Season 3, Episode 7. Anna, I have to tell you something.
Okay.
We only have so long here on this channel because I'm going to school at Stanford abroad.
Oh, Stanford's
abroad? So if
abroad?
there's anything you want to tell me before I start doing AutoSave abroad...
At Stanford.
You have until before the Culture Festival. I don't know when that is, but we have until then.
Ooh, that's a pretty tight deadline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of pride that I'll have to work through to figure out if I have anything to tell you at all. So I guess we'll see when we get there if I have anything to say.
We'll see.
But you're like putting all the pressure on me, and I don't think that's very fair.
We'll also see if Kaguya or Miyuki say anything before that happens. I don't think Kaguya knows. I don't want to be there when she finds out. That's going to be scary because
we are definitely going to be there when I believe it's probably going to come from some other character and not him.
Yeah.
That she finds this out. I
think it will be really sad. Because I think that my first thought was like, oh yeah, like what? Surprise. But I think it's going to be sad because it's going to be a realization of like what needs to be done.
I mean, you felt the weight of that moment when Miyuki was with his father by the fountain and he was coming up with this deadline for himself and Kaguya was walking on the other side, basically. It was like a manga panel, like these two characters on the tinier far side of the page from each other, glancing at each other with like leaves blowing or something. There was weight to that scene in the moment and almost the silence of it.
Yeah, definitely. It was one of those instances where one of the characters knew everything that was going on and how heavy it was, and the other one was just blissfully ignorant, going about their own life.
Doesn't realize the urgency. Yeah. That if she did realize, then she might herself actually try a little harder. I mean, they both, worked themselves up to attempt a date, to attempt to ask each other on a date, and all they could muster was one ask that was easily misunderstood and had some plot holes to it that were broken through by the other characters. Hence, Ishigami and Miyuki going on a date instead.
Yeah.
And, one last thing we learned is that we learned Miko and Chika's ideal type of guy.
We did, yes. Miko Iino is like Sandra Bullock in that movie with Channing Tatum. Right?
Okay.
Like dreams of that like fantasy man.
Okay.
And Miko Iino's like, I could see Miko Iino growing up and turning into Sandra Bullock. I could see that. What do you think?
I could totally see Sandra Bullock playing a lawyer, like a top lawyer in a movie. She probably has.
Yeah. And I could see Miko Iino doing the same thing.
I mean, like, if you've seen Miss Congeniality, I feel like Miko Iino could be in that movie.
Yeah.
When she's older, of course. Not right now, but...
God, I want to do, like, dream castings. Okay,
dream castings. If this was, like, a live action, who we would put in each, like, role... Okay, scary. Anyway, Chika's type.
Yes.
Before we get into the episode, Chika's type is Miyuki, but not Miyuki.
Correct.
So that hit. Like, that was an arrow to the heart.
It was. Kind of makes sense, but I don't know. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sweet.
The eternal flame of their love.
Oh?
Miko likes fire?
Miko is a pyromaniac. Miko's family was in a cult and they were having like a funeral by pyre. Or something less nefarious.
Isn't that a scene that normally is during cultural festivals? Normally there's either like a dance or something like that. We still have yet to see those three characters that are in the opening. The ticking clocks.
冬休み前に行われる修知院学園の文化祭。今年度は白金の尽力により2日間開催をもぎ取った。
2 days.
Love the title.
He'll want to do it. He'll want, yep. I figured as soon as we saw her putting up posters. Woo!
Look at Ishigami mirroring her. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
What the hell? I look so upset in the background. Ishigami's rival.
These are all Ishigami's rivals.
Miko.
This is like a side of him that she's never seen.
Yeah.
I believe it. Oh no. Oh, this is a tough one for Iino.
Yeah. Whoa. VHS hitting the mic. Damn.
Good job, Miko. Onodera, how do you feel about her now? Let your burning love reach everyone is the slogan. Ultra romantic. Burning love.
Mass Media Club. Oh.
Look at Kaguya! Who wouldn't be? It's like they're collecting. It's like a bingo sheet of every Kaguya emotion.
Oh! That's just fact.
Selfish reasons.
Prodigy is right. Cool line.
Are we just, is this an episode of just meeting all of the awesome girls that go to this school? A love story! Yes! So much love!
Astronomy
yes!
Club! Momo
Oh,
Ryuju.
Love it!
What? What?
Why have you not been in this whole show?
Is it a sleeping bag? Oh my god.
She made that whole thing by herself?
It's like extremely talented individual has to make that.
It's a big deal for him.
A chain of betrayals.
Loses sight of love? Oh, okay, she was just having some fun.
Are you sure?
Yeah, totally.
Car 98! I love the Car 98.
Smirks and tears.
No!
That is a major bummer.
Balloon animals?
Okay, this one's not fair. No one is just amazing at balloon animals except for select people.
I can make balloon animals.
Select people.
Kashiwagi's got this.
Kashiwagi might actually be like amazing at teaching him how to do things. He's cursed. Chica. You can't stand him getting slandered. You have to step in.
Yes!
Oh, demoting him.
They're using stills like this entire bit.
It's not like he's raising children.
Oh! Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh. Faulty balloons?
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh no.
Is this where the betrayal starts? She was so confident in her theory that he was just bad because of the balloons.
Alright, that was Kaguya-sama Love is War, Season 3, Episode 7. Oh my god! Nothing funny, like, ruined the moment with Kaguya and Miyuki at the end. Like,
they really did have a significant moment there. I mean, not only was Miyuki kind of very vulnerable in that moment, and Kaguya had the perfect response for it. I mean, I feel like anytime we've seen vulnerability, it's been met with someone not knowing how to handle that properly.
Yeah.
And maybe making the person possibly feel uncomfortable, and or if you're comforting them, it's because you're not thinking too much.
Yeah.
That's what kind of we've seen the pattern of. And here, like, that was really just Kaguya being genuine and sweet to him in his vulnerability. And it was really nice. And she was blushing. And she basically admitted one of her favorite things about him is that he put so much effort into things to expand his, like, repertoire, his mind. He's always trying to learn something new.
And he puts extra effort in where other people might not have to, but he puts that extra effort in to at least get by and be seen as somebody who's average or a little bit above average. Yes. And I was so hoping that no bit happened here. Like, I was, like, very worried that it was going to be, like, Kaguya was just, like, saying what she needed to have more free time without more popping sounds.
Yeah, like,
or
maybe her, whatever she said would be guided by the fact that she found that to be torturous.
Yes, but it wasn't.
No.
And that is amazing, and I'm so happy.
She basically gave him permission to continue to sit there and continue to practice.
Yeah.
Because she put, I think that is in any relationship, you put quality time and being able to be with that person as basically the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's the priority. Whether they're doing something that annoys you or not, like, you're getting to be with this person that you love.
And not only getting to be with the person you love, but, like, learning information, because Kaguya is cherishing this moment as realizing, like, how much effort Miyuki puts in and how none of it's wasted, you know?
And what did she say here? That she learned another mysterious thing about him.
Yeah.
And it's like she is really taking this moment and finding the silver lining in it, finding the best part of it. And it's really just, as she says, how lovely.
I think it's lovely. I thought I was, like, seeing things when nothing happened and it was just, like, a pure blushy Kaguya.
We haven't seen the how cute this season, have we? You know, Miyuki's kind of idea of Kaguya and how she'll respond to things.
I don't know if I can say we haven't seen it all season.
I feel like I haven't seen it in a while.
I agree that I haven't seen it in a while. It's been a bit. Oh my god, I need somebody to tell me that I can pop all the balloons I want. When Kashiwagi told Miyuki, you can pop all the balloons you want, I, like, felt something in me and I was like, I need to be told that.
It's like the two sides of parenting. Like, both of them were trying, like, a different, like, approach with a child and Chika just did not agree with Kashiwagi's parenting style, and Kashiwagi was like, I'm new to this, you know how to parent this child, and you just, like, let me go out and try my best without guiding me at all.
Yeah. So to bring it back to the start of the episode, when we saw Miko Iino and the fire, was this, like, a memory that she had, or is this going to happen?
I think this is almost her dream. If we learn that she's the one that writes down on the piece of paper, I want to have a fire.
Yeah.
I think that maybe this is...
It was either her or Onodera.
She's a very, you know her. She's always daydreaming.
Yeah.
She's a very, like, daydream, imagination character. She's constantly making stories up in her head.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was probably, like, a dream of hers that she was seeing in her head, and that's why she wanted it so much, and not... Because I feel like it's probably going to turn out slightly different. I don't think that was, like, a complete, like, what do they call them? Flash forwards, when they show us something that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think that is actually going to be how it happens. I feel like that would be way too, like, safe for the show. And that narration that happened by the people in the mass media club got me a little worried that
I am a little worried as well.
Things aren't going to go super smoothly. I mean, this is ultra romantic. The last chance to confess. There are different people with different crushes on others, and there's rivalries of love. And I'm like, I don't think it's going to go so smoothly.
I'm excited to see how it goes, though. It's definitely ramping up, and it's happening quick. What do you think about not only Ishigami's presence this episode, but his ongoing fight for the love of Tsubame, and how he's, like, 1v3ing people right now?
My takeaway is I believe there's a line somewhat after this that is putting him on the same level as these other guys. Basically showing that he is not above them in terms of more likely to get with her. He is basically, a low-level one-upmanship contest. It just reminded me that he is not above them in terms of, like, he has more potential to get the crush.
He's just trying really hard.
They're all trying really hard. He's like, they stayed up last night thinking about this. We're like, he probably did too.
Yeah, but he's been preparing for, like, a week probably. Like, he's like, oh, these amateurs, they're doing, like, a cram session to try to do this, but I got here an hour early so I can sit next to Tsubame, and, like, I've been preparing for this for weeks.
But they still drop him onto this level of she's looking at all of them equally.
Yeah.
Like, not really. We haven't seen any signs of her treating anyone differently. She treats everyone with love, respect, and hugs and validation. That's just her MO.
So what do you think it is about campfires that Miko Iino loves? Do you think it's like a memory kind of thing?
It could be a memory thing, but Miko also is a very romantic-minded person. In a way, I feel like anytime she's had a passionate speech, it's like, oh, the baldness or something. And she was like, how attractive it was in her speech, and discipline is attractive, and she's constantly bickering with Ishigami about the points that he has that she finds unattractive.
Yeah.
And then the prince, when we're talking about who does she find attractive, she's very, I think love is on her mind more than she would like it to be, or put into words that it is.
The name of the bit was Miko Iino Can't Love Part 1. Like
so what is that? Yeah, what's up with that? Can't love?
The campfire could definitely maybe tie in with the flower. And, like, maybe that goes, like, into the story of that inevitable flashback that is bound to happen of what went down.
What went down, who actually, we believe it's Ishigami, but...
I don't believe it's Ishigami.
You don't?
No. I don't.
Why?
Because I don't think it'd do anything for him.
I think he's the character that would do something like that for Miko.
I'm not saying he wouldn't do it for her. I'm saying it wouldn't do anything for Ishigami's character right now. Ishigami is, has a crush on a girl.
Remember yes, he gave the flower a long time ago.
I know.
But remember the scene where Ishigami was saying his elaborate plan to leave flowers on his new crush's desk every day, and how kind of awkward and uncomfortable telling him that was creepy was? I
see that there are very obvious hints to it. I am just choosing to think that they're
what you're going for is contextually, narratively, what Why would they do that? Where would they take
and I think them telling us that stuff about Ishigami was like a red herring. I think that it was try to make us think it's Ishigami, but it's not gonna be. I think it could be, though, because we definitely had the hints that we had.
But I guess you're right to ask the question of what would that do for Ishigami's character, and why would we want that kind of confession of that being his doing?
Yeah.
Because he does have, but he has a crush on an unattainable person, in my mind. It would be very hard to convince me that Tsubame has a crush on Ishigami.
Tsubame has a lot going on.
She has so much in her mind. She has so many friends. She's kind to everyone. I don't think love is on her mind.
Yeah. Or it could be. Who knows? Maybe it's just like oh yeah, why do you think I hang out with you all the time, Ishigami? Why do you think I'm always close to you? I don't know. Tsubame's cool, though. Cool character. I don't know what the, what would you call it? Like sport that she's doing is of balancing.
Rhythmic gymnastics.
With the ball.
The ball and the ribbons.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's cool.
And so they're performing basically the lore of the festival.
Yeah.
Or the school.
I wonder if we're going to see any of it. But one thing that I'm pretty certain...
it's about love, so I think it has to come into play, right?
Yes, but one thing I'm also pretty certain we're going to see is more of Momo Ryuju, who is from the Astronomy Club, who's might be the best character in this entire series, who needs to tell me about space and about Princess Kaguya and the
What
moon
was
again.
the last most romantic... I mean, if you were to ask me, like, off the top of my head, first, like, you were like, hey, name a romantic moment between Kaguya and Miyuki that, like, stands out for you. The roof scene with the stars and the story. And we have now been introduced to this kind of standoffish Yakuza
How is a character this loud just now being introduced to us?
Like, I mean, we got Maki this season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how has Maki just been in the background this whole time when she's also even related to Kaguya?
Do you think that Ryuju is somehow related to Hayasaka? There's some, like, energy there.
The facial expressions are similar.
But, so is this an Among Us sleeping bag, or is it just a sleeping bag? It kind of looks like Among Us.
It does look like that.
But I love her, and I hope that... I would imagine we get more of her. Why else would you introduce this?
I think it's an astronaut.
Oh.
And then she has a teddy bear.
Aren't Among Us astronauts?
Oh, are they?
I think
so. They are. I don't know what I thought they were. I mean, okay, yes.
They wouldn't just throw her in to tease us, right? We're gonna get her again in the show going forward, right?
I feel like what this episode is, and I think you might agree with me on this. I think this episode is giving us all of the players for the festival.
I agree.
These are all the people that are going to play a part in this ultimate last chance, exciting festivities.
All the people and all the things. Like, I think
this
the thing
dragon thing is suspicious.
Making, yeah. Like, all these things, which is also, my God, Miyuki, like, that's a lot of talent to be able to do all by yourself. When they were like, did you do this by yourself? And he was
artsy.
Like, yeah. Yeah.
That's artsy. I mean, why isn't Chika up there giving him praise?
I mean, sure, he can't, make a balloon animal, but it's fine. He can make, like, a real animal out of paper mache.
With a giant ball.
Yeah.
What, is the ball gonna fall from the roof?
Maybe it's gonna, like, explode with, like, confetti. I don't know. It's a prank. I do want to point out the fact that the Mass Media Club is awesome, and I wish that we had more of them throughout this entire series.
What about the Battle Royale from the Board Game Club?
Oh, that's the best part. The Car 98. That's a gun in a lot of Call of Duties, and I love it. I love it.
So they're more than just the Board Game Club. It seems like they are also the Video Game Club.
I'm pretty bummed that they got rejected. I don't think it's right. It's unfair.
I don't know what they were thinking about this. Chika, it was like this idea, this plan brought her to tears. She loved it so much.
It was such a good idea.
If you were going to pick a group on this campus that you would probably hang out with, who would it be?
Probably the Board Game Club.
I am agreeing with that. I would 100% be hanging out with these people. I'm sorry to Ishigami.
I don't think I could do the pep thing.
I could not do I'm not very peppy in actuality.
Yeah. But being in like a room with like two best friends just like doing whatever, you know, I would love it.
Okay.
All right. You good?
I think I'm just really nervous with this part 1 with Miko, like what's part 2, what is gonna happen with Miko, the energy that we felt at the beginning of this episode was still very focused on the growth that she still needs to make herself.
Yeah.
In terms of like how she talks to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You good? Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.